Overdrive this week, the all-new and radically stylish Hyundai Verna. Shumi rides Bajaj's latest entrant, the Discover 125. The original flying Finn Mika Hakkinen chats with us about his F1 days. And all the latest news and launches from around the world. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. As you can see, we do have a power pack show lined up for you, starting with the new Hyundai Verna. Now, this is not just a case of a mere facelift. The Hyundai Verna has gone quite literally from being an ugly duckling to a beautiful swan. From its earlier version of being dull but a very sensible buy, the Hyundai Verna is now seriously desirable. Sandeep gets up close with the new Hyundai Verna.
Over the past couple of years, there's been a bit of a design revolution brewing at Hyundai. Long known for making great value cars that didn't exactly set your heart aflutter as far as styling was concerned, the company has been working hard on developing its new design language, what the engineers at Hyundai call fluidic sculpture. We saw the first signs of that in the new i20 and then of course later in the latest edition of the i10 facelift. But now they've gone the whole hog with a car that, let's be honest, did need a good shot of styling Botox. And the result is the new Verna.
It's a brave new world for Hyundai, a world where flowing streams in Switzerland and shapely rocks in Arizona influence car design. That is stretching the limits, but there is no denying that the new Verna is very good looking. Standard alongside the old car, especially in its final Transformer iteration, and this new Verna does look like it's from another world. Hyundai's trademark hexagonal grille has pride of place, flanked by the swept-back eagle-eye headlamps and accentuated by the prominent ridge on the bonnet and the very 21st century fog lamps. The Verna also looks great in profile, with the high waistline giving it a coupe silhouette and lots of cuts and slashes. A bootlit spoiler and twin chrome-tipped exhausts complete the sporty picture at the rear. The cabin too is a far cry from the bad old days, with a well-sculpted dash and center console which hosts the climate controls and sound system with plug-and-play aux and USB inputs, as well as Bluetooth for your mobiles and Bluetooth audio streaming from your iPhone. Hyundai has developed a special beige and wood trim for India, while the steering has controls for the audio and your mobile. Parking sensors are standard, while in the higher variants, the rear view mirror houses a display for the parking camera. Front legroom is outstanding even for 6-footers, while the rear is adequate thanks to a flat floor, though the high glass line makes it seem smaller. Not content with completely revamping the styling, Hyundai has also completely overhauled the Verna's engine lineup, now offering a class-leading 4 engine options, 2 petrols and 2 diesels.
Now before we set off on this drive, we were assigned cars at random. So the car that I'm going to be spending the bulk of my time in is this top-of-the-line 1.6-litre automatic petrol. The engine produces 123 PS of power, which is class-leading, and has Hyundai's variable valve timing system, what they call VT-VT. It's mated in this case to a 4-speed automatic gearbox, which allows you to shift gears manually by tapping the lever forward and back. First impressions? Well, if you're an enthusiastic driver, then perhaps you shouldn't pick this automatic. In the city, its natural environment, it goes about its business with a minimum of fuss. It's completely hassle-free to drive. But when you're out on the highway and you want to get up and go a little bit, that's when this 4-speed gearbox, which has been tuned for fuel efficiency, is a little bit slow and doesn't really do justice to the power and torque of this superb engine like the manual gearbox does.
On to the other engines. The entry-level 1.4-litre engine produces 107 PS of power and will be available with a 5-speed manual gearbox. The 1.6-litre petrol I'm driving produces a class-leading 123 PS of power while churning out 154 Nm of torque. The 1.4-litre common rail diesel engine from the i20 also makes an appearance in the Verna, producing 90 PS of power, 220 Nm of torque and good fuel economy while mated to a 5-speed gearbox. the top-of-the-line diesel is a brand new 1.6-litre unit that produces a class-leading 128 PS of power, a whopping 260 Nm of torque, and has a choice of a 6-speed manual and 4-speed automatic gearbox. That's a lot to choose from, but whichever engine you opt for, some things will remain the same.
A lot of Hyundai's recent new launches share common characteristics. The first, obviously, is the fluidic design language, and the second is a very light steering. We saw that in the case of the i20, and it's the same in this new Verna. It's a very, very light steering, and that's a good thing if you're going to be spending a lot of time in the city, because it becomes effortless getting in and out of spaces, maneuvering the car. But out on the highway, especially at speed, you could do with a little bit more feel, just to give you the confidence to extract the maximum out of this good engine and drivetrain package.
On the dynamics front, the Verna is a well-sorted package, though it won't set your pulse racing around the bends. Ride quality is something the Verna has always done well, and the new car can also boast of a plush and well-damped ride, giving you great value if you spend a lot of time behind the wheel. Prices are yet to be announced, though we expect the car to cost between 7 and 9 lakh rupees, depending on the variant.
During the course of this drive, I also had a chance to sample the 1.6-litre common rail diesel engine mated to that excellent 6-speed manual gearbox. And if it were up to me, if I were buying a Verna in the next few months, then that's the powertrain that I'd want. But then powertrains have hardly been Hyundai's problem. Even the last generation Verna had an excellent diesel engine and was a good value for money proposition. Wisely, Hyundai has chosen to augment both those USPs by bringing in a new generation of engines and adding even more features to provide better value. They've also addressed the most critical issue, the styling. This is a proper, extremely stylish 21st century car. And now the only thing left is the price. If Hyundai gets that right, Honda and Volkswagen better start looking over their shoulders, because this Verna is coming to get them.
Well, that was the new and much improved Hyundai